Okay, Taylor. Girl, either you is or you ain't. Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 4, Crabs in a Gold-Plated Barrel. Angela is, still down at the prison, and she's telling her baby daddy, that it's time for him to meet Nikki. He's like, why now? Like, I've been trying to meet my daughter all these years, and we, mainly you, thought that it was best that, it not happen. And, of course, she's like, that was then, this is now. She said that it was because of the choices that he made, that landed him there. We don't know what landed him there. They didn't expound on that or anything like that. I'm going to go on ahead and assume that it was drug related. And then, I guess that triggers him because then he goes on a whole rant on, on his where were you, black woman, to stand by your black man in that moment. Where were you, black woman? Like he was really trying to put the onus on her. He tells her that Mama Eve is is the reason that he even knows anything about Nikki in the first place, because every year on her birthday, she sent him a picture, and when they stopped coming, he realized something was wrong. Neither one of them, well, mainly him, excuse me, because Angela is ready. She's just dropping back in, and I guess he's supposed to just pick up where he left off. I don't know. But he ain't in the space to talk to her right now. And so, he gets up, he all in her face, and it's gonna escalate. And so the guards come and get him and take him away. Angela gets back home, and she had left out before everybody had got up. I guess before the sun came up, she was out at the prison, but she back. And she slips her little visitor badge in her in her purse, and I'm feeling like Nikki gonna find it at some point. But she slips it in her purse and carries on. She wants, she's trying to figure out a style for Nikki, tell her to come sit down so they can figure out some kind of look, since she's gonna be the face of Eve's crown. Nikki is kind of reluctant. She ain't really confident in that right now, but it is what it is. You're gonna have to sit down and be your mama guinea pig. She's gonna unveil the new packaging and all of that at the grand opening that weekend. And so they got to figure out what they're gonna do with her hair. They get a visitor from a friend. I don't know if this was a friend or a family member, but they get a visitor. I'm gonna just go on and call him cousin. Cousin comes through, and she twirls in there, with some tea. Angela is the talk all over Black Twitter. And, the people think that she deserves her coin. There is two sides. You got the people that think she a gold digger and wondering, why she's here now. And then you got those other people that feel like she deserves. And so, cousin got the tea, on Twitter. They celebrate, her accomplishments. She did it in spite of the fact that she didn't have her father. In spite, she didn't have all this influence and money and resources coming up, but she got it now, sort of, but she did it all on her own, so that's something to be proud of. Teddy Franklin Eli Pope is playing golf with Quincy, and a potential basketball player is Dro from Insecure. He's a potential basketball player. He's trying to get him on his team, trying to convince him, if he comes on board and plays over there at his stadium, he'll never have to worry about those issues, that the black players normally deal with. He ain't got to turn down his blackness. Two other guys they pull up on golf courts talking about the display at the Juneteenth party, so this is the country club, and they about to vote him off the island. They about to vote Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope off. This like, well, we're getting together. We're gonna have to discuss, your future here. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, he dares them to try. Okay, so then he calls Leah and tells her, everything is going bad, like he looks like, a deadbeat dad, so they really have to figure out what they're gonna do about Angela. He tells her, the deal with the sister, and do not disappoint, and then he hangs up on her. Leah, she was in therapy. She had stepped away to take that call, and she steps back in there in therapy with Raymond. They're discussing the biggest issue in their marriage, which is Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. She's basically in two marriages, like You can't be married to your daddy and your husband. You're gonna have to give in some area. The marriage is suffering because of that, and she's just, her concern is her family's reputation. She's talking about her family's reputation is on the line, and he's like, and so is this marriage. Like, do you not understand? It's your daddy. Your dad is the common denominator. Angela, she's at her first meeting, with the rest of the people that are part of the small business incubator program. One of the ladies in there she must be a troll sent by Leah, because she just nasty right off the bat. Making her little slide comments about Angela being Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope's daughter. She talking about her afro. Franklin's daughter is I can't see past Franklin's daughter. It's like, girl, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, black woman, don't do that. When the group starts introducing themselves, everybody got, I have my MBA from blah, 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 blah. Everybody with their little, MBAs from their prestige. Let me not say little. I'm not going to diminish nobody's MBA. Everybody with their degrees and, from their prestigious schools, everybody introduces themselves. And then it's Angela's turn. And Angela's like, well, I got my MBA in the School of Life. And I went to Howard. I ain't finished. She's just being herself. Like, she's here just like everybody else. And thank you for the opportunity, But of course, the girl that was being rude, she throws out there, oh, it pays to be Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope's daughter, I guess. And then Raymond hears that, and he's like, and I guess it pays to be the senator's granddaughter. No, excuse me, niece. Because your auntie is the one got you in here. Let's not do that. Remember, I told y'all, Raymond, I think he's sweet. I think he's sweet on her. He be having Angela's back. That, or he just ain't here for them Franklins either, being that he's an in-law. Leah, she tells her that, she's going to need her financial projections, et cetera, by the end of the week. And Angela's like, that's what my grand opening is. She's like, oh, yeah, you just invited us, remember? Oh, yeah. And about that, I'm going to need for you to go on and do it there. You can go ahead and present there. It's not a big thing. Angela looking at her like, what? Okay, girl. Angela, she gets home and the press is waiting, outside. They want a statement. So she gives them one. Eve's Crown will be open on Saturday. Be there or be square. Leah and Tariq, they are playing tennis, and she tells him, he don't have to look into Angela anymore. She's running point on that. He's like, what's y'all deal anyway? Like, I feel like she's a good person. I feel like she is just somebody that's trying to build their business, build their brand. Like, what gives? And she's like, well, no, he tells her that it reminds him of, how jealous she was and how she behaved when he came into the fold, going around to their boarding school, telling everybody that he was the family's project. And she's like, oh, you didn't deserve that. I'm sorry. Girl, it's very reminiscent of the same thing, of you're exhibiting these same behaviors, Leah. But she tells him, that, you don't forget who had your back, and he don't want the family, to question his loyalty. Girl, is that a threat? Anyway, Angela is working on these documents and PowerPoints and all of that Leah wants. And she figures out a way to one up Leah, since everybody from the Graceties, is now rocking natural hairstyle. She's going to spin this, she knows how to pivot. And she's going to get their account on some things, on their experiences in their natural hair care journey. Damn, I can't even talk. She going to get them on her side. Okay. Tariq is still working on Angela's house. He's taking those cameras down. He tells her that they had a recall on them, but I just feel like he feels guilty. She apologizes to him for not telling him that Teddy Franklin Eli Pope was her father. She didn't want to ruin his perception of him. He's like a father to her. And he's like, well, he is your father. things go left when he inquires about her intentions. I guess the line of questioning was very much like, so what are you here for? Do they have reason to not trust you? Like he was sounding like, like the ops. And things went south, and then she just asked for space until she figures things out. And he's like, okay, I'll give you all the space you need, girl. Good luck finishing up this house. I was like, well, damn, you ain't even gonna finish the job. That's shady. um Leah and Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope have lunch, and he's still demanding that she handle Angela pronto as this deal is on the table. He needs Leah to basically create some magic. He wants her at the meeting with him and the people. And she's like, well, I got dinner plans with my husband. He's like, those gonna have to wait. You need to be there F date night, period. She gets a call about the Gray Cities having a meeting, and of course she dumbfounded because she's like, I ain't have no meeting. I ain't set up no meeting. Angela did. So over there at Franklin Holdings, Angela is in there doing interviews, with the ladies in the Gray Cities that are a part of the Gray Cities, on their natural hair care journey. Leah comes in being nasty, as always, calling her an amateur and this, that, and the third. And Angela just goes into her speech. Angela be reading to people very much, when Angela leaves, because of course Leah tries to put words in her mouth, but Angela's just like, I'm not here for that. Like, I'm here to, because she says something about money, and Leah's like, but I thought you were doing this for the hair care. I thought it was for the love of the hair. And she's like, it is, but I'm here to get the bag. And I'm not ashamed. I'm not, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not apologizing for it. That's that. When she leaves, somebody passes Leah a phone. So they was recording the whole thing. So of course we only gonna see a little snippet, all out of context, that's gonna have, Angela in some foolishness on social media. So she set her up. Angela and Nikki, they are, home finishing up the last touches. They gonna finish it up. They don't need Tariq. Raymond, he's having a business meeting with a potential investor. He wants him to invest, so he can buy Darman back. And the friend is like, he gonna be needing those projected earnings on paper. When Raymond makes the call, he's visibly like, oh, okay, what? Well, I'm gonna have to get you those later. I'm gonna get you those documents maybe by the end of the week. I got you. The friends say, okay, well, hit me up when you're ready. I need those projections. Nikki, she is getting a little testimonial from Taylor, and they have a little moment, a little cute little moment with one another, and it's like in a minute they about to kiss. They laughing and talking or whatever, and then like she about to lean in and kiss her, and Lauren busts in there. Lauren is like, Taylor, your mom told me that I could find you here. Yeah, you almost found them in a real compromising situation. But of course, Nikki excuses herself so that they can talk. And they talk, and Lauren apologizes, and she's ready to be out. She's ready to be, official out in public. And Taylor likes the sound of that because she's been trying to be official for a while, But she tells her, I'm gonna need for you to be nicer to Nikki. Like, she's so dope. She's super dope. That's what she was saying. She's so dope. Like, and she's so dope. I was like, okay, girl, we get it. You like Nikki. She's so dope. But Taylor, girl, you ain't slick. Okay? You are not slick. Lauren says she gonna try to be nice. She'll try for Taylor. Nikki, she goes in there to talk to Angela. She tells her that she doesn't want to be the face of Eve's crown. She's getting trolled enough as it is over that video of her punching that little girl. And she really don't want the pressure that's going to come with it. Angela tells her it's fine. But of course, she's let down. Leah and Franklin are... Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, that is. They are at a business meeting, their little dinner, and they the only black people at the table. So you already knew it's finna be some mess. The man, I guess he the one hold a pen, And he said he full of microaggressions, like for real. Talking, I forgot what he said. I should have wrote it down, but he I forgot what he said, but it was so racist. And I was like, really, sir? Okay. Oh, he talking about some who said Black lives don't matter? Really? All right. He tells Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, that the name of the stadium is giving the few of the donors, people with the coin. It's bringing them pause because he wants to name it after a Black Panther, and I guess they can't have that. And so they have, they're gonna look into other options. Leah says to her daddy, like, wow, I mean, you could put millions in their pockets, and yet all they see is your skin color. And he's like, we don't even need them. We don't need them. Leah gets home, and she's late for dinner. And when she tries to give her story, Raymond is just like, girl, keep it, save it, because I don't want to hear it. I wasn't hungry no way. He tells her that he's been locked out of the books, and he don't have access to, the projections either. And she looking all stunned like she didn't know. But she knew. She knew all about that. And she tells him, no, he basically tells her, that she's gonna have to choose, like who's your partner? Am I your partner, or is your daddy your partner? Because you keeping me out the loop on things. Like, your daddy got my business and won't give it back. And she tries to flip it like, well, you're making it seem like our marriage is contingent upon you getting your business back or not. Don't play. Don't try it, Leah. Cause you trying to flip things, that do that little Jedi mind trick, and now you the victim. No ma'am. It's your daddy again. Your daddy is the common denominator, and you better get it together. Cause again, you in 2 marriages right now. Angela, she's still prepping for her opening night, and cousin come in there with questions about how she would describe her brand in one word. And he looks on his phone and sees all this mess on social media. So there's a video of her saying that she's here to secure a bag, and she ain't got no apologies. Like I said, just that little bit. And so now people are running with it, and it's got her out here looking like a bird. Angela goes straight to Leah's house, chews her out for being the crab in a gold barrel ass that she is. And she's sitting there smug, of course. She don't care. She's smug for real. Angela just wants to know how they can coexist. Leah says we cannot coexist. Like, there is no way. I don't see no way. Girl, it's not about you and this money or what you gonna get or me getting jealous and none of that. Like, I'm ashamed of you. And I know that hurt Angela. I know it did, because she just got up and walked away. She a cold-hearted bitch. That's what she is. All right, it's opening night, and nobody is there. So what Leah did worked. Angela, of course, is pressed. And meanwhile, Auntie is trying to get her to see the good in it all. Like, you created this. Like, that's the big picture. You have it. Up and running. It's your business. You got your line. You did it, girl. You did it. Your mama would be proud. But Angela don't want to hear that. She want to know where the people are. Cousin goes to get Nikki, because now they're going to have to band together, to figure out how to make things happen for Angela. Of course, Nikki is giving pushback because she's running from the trolls. Cousin gives her, a nice little pep talk on, building that confidence. Girl, get your confidence back. Don't try it. Do you know who you are, little sister? Like, yeah, he gave her a nice pep talk to get her confidence back. And I think it worked. Angela's baby daddy is in his cell writing a letter to Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. Talking about, dear Mr. Franklin. Dear Mr. Franklin, what, baby daddy? What you want with him? Anyway. I hope he ain't finna be reaching out to him like to throw her under the bus in some kind of way. I don't know, but we never revisited that. But we better be revisited it, come next Tuesday, because I got to know why he writing Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. back at the grand opening, Auntie is telling her, she's been defeated before, and so this don't look nothing like it. So get on up there and do what you got to do. So she gets up there to show them who she really is. She takes the stage. Leah and her little nasty friend are there. Lauren is there. She says what needs to be said, of course, I'm here because I'm here about hair. Like my mama had me making conditioner in the kitchen. And so I learned it from her. I'm just here to carry out her legacy. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. When she gets down off the stage. Oh, and she also shows Leah some grace. Like, this is a lot on me. It's also a lot on her. Like, so I would just ask that you give us both space, to process all of this. Leah looking out in the audience like, thank you, sis. Thank you. I think you get it now. Because it is true. Like, this is definitely hard on her. It would be hard to know that your daddy cheated on your mama, and then there was a child that came of it. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. So we can't expect for Leah to just welcome Angela with open arms. Because, would Beyonce welcome that little baby in her open arms? Do they welcome their little sister with open arms? No, they don't. And it ain't baby girl fault, but it's just the principle of it all. It's principalities in this. Anyway, cousin come busting into place with the gross, and we got a whole drag show going on now. It's a party now. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. The people are out, and everybody was like, oh yes. We are always here for a drag show, okay? Even Leah and Lauren was having a good time. The people enjoyed it. It was a good turnout after that. Because the people on the internet saw it, and it's like, oh, that party looked lit. Let's get on around there. So they did what needed to be done. Leah and by the way, Nikki, I don't know, like, and I'm like, can the whole room hear her? Cause she wasn't mic'd up or nothing like that. She didn't have a mic. She just walked through the middle of the room, and she was talking to Angela. But it's like everybody was crowded around, like we were listening to what Nikki had to say. But could you hear her? But could we hear Nikki? Anyway, Nikki gave her little speech on how she, gonna take throne. She gonna, go on and take her place. In her on the throne like she's supposed to. She's gonna follow in her mom and Mama Eve's. Sorry, y'all. Can y'all hear Eden? Anyway, she's gonna go on ahead and be the face of Eve's crown. Okay, Leah and Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, they sit down, and they sit down with that white man again. And, he tells them, basically, because he's like, are y'all back to beg? Of course not. He tells him, I know this isn't about, scandal or anything like that. You're more so just mad because I'm a black man with success. That's all that this is about. Because, you have scandal yourself. Like, we remember about that scandal that you skirted a little while ago. So, we ain't forgot about that. He got his head down looking like, oh, I ain't think nobody knew about that. Yeah, the people knew. Leah tells him that his concessions contract is up. And, of course, he's like, I know that. We're in the middle of, renegotiations. And he says, not anymore. Because one of our companies, Darman Foods, has gone on ahead and, outbid you. And she's like, Darman Foods? Darman and Foods. Yeah. So she ain't know nothing about that. He out here just using that man's company, buying up stuff, doing all kind of stuff with the man's company, and won't give him access to the books or none of that. So he's just completely like taking it from him. And you sitting up there and you know it, girl. And that's your husband. Anyway, his name gonna be on all the merchandise in the stadium. All the cups, plates, forks, spoons, knives, all of that. He's going to start a new expansion team that will compete with his team and cost him a whole lot of money. So there's a deal. Leah dismisses the man, and then they drink to it. When the guy leaves, she tells her daddy, listen, you need to go on and come clean because you're doing a lot. and I know that there's something going on, so what's going on? He tells her that he has Parkinson's, you know, which is why he's been securing things, so that he leaves a really good lasting legacy, not, you know, a whole bunch of scandal, a whole bunch of mess. So he has to make sure he leaves on a good note. Reputation is everything to that man. Anyway, at the party, Taylor shows up, you know, while Angela and Nikki are talking, and, you know, it's, hey, girl. So she going on over there. She about beeline to Taylor. I just don't know what Taylor got going on, which is why I said that in the beginning. What are you doing, Taylor? What are you doing? Because, I mean, you said you was getting back with Lauren, so why are you... What? Girl. You should be... She should be there with Lauren. The two of them should be, you know, over in the cut like, hey, girl. Like, together, like, as the couple that you are. But you in here looking for Nikki. So you can have some alone time with Nikki. Taylor, you wrong. You wrong. Tariq ended up sending a bottle of champagne to the party. And Angela has cousin put it in the fridge so she can go out there and catch him. When she goes outside, she tells him she don't want space. You know, they kiss and make up. In the house, Taylor is sweet talking Nikki. You're so incredible. You're so beautiful. You know, I'm just so proud of you and blah, 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 blah. Like, you're incredible. And she's just leaning in and in and in. And then they kiss. I said, Taylor, girl. I just knew Lauren was going to walk in on this one. But she didn't. Taylor going to be messing with both of them. I know she is. She either going to be messing with both of them, or she's just going to end up just dropping Lauren and, you know, running over there with Nikki. But it's going to be a problem amongst cousins. Because, no, Taylor. No. Anyway, Leah's at home in her lingerie. And she calls Raymond and tells him, you know, of course, she apologizing because she late again for something. She always standing him up, always not showing up because she with her daddy. And when he asks for a little bit of details, of course, she doesn't want to share. And she changes the subject. You know, she trying to have a little rendezvous. And he's like, well, I'm in New York. I'll be back tomorrow. Click. Because he don't even wait to say bye. He just hang up the phone. When he hangs up the phone, we see what he doing in New York. Well, he ain't doing this lady. But I mean... You know, I don't know what her name is, but she was in The Best Man. She's the one who ended up sleeping with Terrence Howard at the end. She was the annoying girlfriend to the one with the dreads. She was trying to control him. Y'all know who I'm talking about. It was her. And she come walking her thick, fine self through the thing. She's his ex-wife, and she is a financial reporter. He wants her to find all that she can, all the dirt that she can on Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, so that at the right moment, he'll expose it. So he got vengeance on the mind. And she's like, are you sure? Like, does Leah know that you here with your ex-wife? Like, why me? I'm your ex-wife. And he's like, that's even more reason why. Like, you're the only one I trust to do this. I got you. You know, so that's where we end out. You know, she agrees to help him. That's that. He gonna find out all the tea. And then he gonna get to spilling it when he because I thought all this time, I thought he would have been involved in some of it. I don't know why, but early on, I thought that Raymond was involved in the mess. Whole time, he just wants his business back. He just wants his business back. And he hates Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope as much as everybody else. You know, so he and, what's the girl name? Angela might be working together, you know, to take him down. I don't know, because it ain't looking. And I feel like even though Leah was having fun at the little party, I feel like she's still going to go back to being a bitch tomorrow, because she a witch. She's a witch. Okay, y'all, that's it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.